Good morning, everyone. Just want to start off by telling everyone thank you. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to join us today. We privileged enough to have Grant and Skylar from Athene. So Grant is our regional director for Athene, handles a lot of the issues, and then Skylar, our internal rep, handling a lot of the internal affairs that come up, things we need help with, getting things pushed through. So appreciate you guys taking time out of your day as well. Really excited about today's presentation. They've got some good news. We've seen some, they're going to touch on it, but recently had a nice increase in rates from Athene on a couple of their products. One of those, which we're going to cover today, the Performance Elite series. We're also going to talk about Roth Conversions, as Athene has recently joined us in the partial Roth conversion space, which is a very popular topic right now. Taxes being a concern for a lot of clients. I think it's a very time sensitive topic that we need to get out to the field. So really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Laura Johnson. Been with IMES for practically half my life, but about 14 years now. Did about 8 years on the admin side, new business side, and been on the sales team now for about 6 years. So anytime you have questions, need help with anything, can't get your answer, or don't know where to go, give me a call. I'll be happy to help you or get you to the right person. So with that, I'm just going to go through a few intro slides and then hand it over to the gentleman with Athene. So just to get started, we're going to throw a couple poll questions up throughout the time today as well. So the quicker we get those answered, the quicker we get to move forward as well. So first, going to just start by talking about a couple different incentive programs we've got available here at IME. So um, we think it's important to partner with agents when it comes to marketing, and one of those ways we do that is with our new producer bonus. So if you're new to IMES or considering joining IMES, this would be something you qualify for. You've got 6 months once you get contracted with IMES to qualify. As you can see on the screen, a lot of great options, 5 different tiers where you can cash out on what we call our new producer bonus. So let's just, for example, say you did 750,000. You have 6 months to qualify, I should say. So 750,000 in your first 6 months with IMES, you would have your choice of any tiers below or up to the 750, but could really pay for 8 of your radio shows, pay for 2 Social Security seminars, get you $4,500 worth of lead credits, or pay for some social media campaign. Just a really good way for us to say thank you for that initial business and really hopefully jumpstart some marketing with you right out the gate. So I think this is really important. If you're curious where you stand on this, give your marketer at IMES a call. Again, for all your production, and whether on the life or the annuity side, um, there are calculations for the life side that can get you up to one of these tiers as well. But again, it's a way for IMES to say, number one, thank you for the business, but then really our goal with it is to help with some marketing and help hopefully boost sales for the coming months after that. So once you're done with your new producer bonus, we do move you into a marketing reimbursement program. So for all the business you're writing here, you're earning marketing dollars. For example, every indexed annuity, 100,000 that comes in puts $100 in a marketing account for you. For every 10,000 of life target premium, that would be equivalent to $200. And for every 100,000 of single premium life, would be $200 as well. So again, just a good way for us to help put money in a marketing account. I've got an agent who called me the other day, been with us for 3 or 4 years, and she goes, I don't think I've ever used my marketing dollars. Well, she had close to 6 grand in her account. So a good way for her to have some additional money to put towards some marketing stuff. So good way to build some money and let us partner with you on those expenses. We also have a referred producer program. If you've been in the industry any length of time, you know referrals are important in your business. They are very important in ours as well. So appreciate any referrals. When you do refer someone, you get $50 when they get contracted, $100 when they write their first piece of business. And then as you can see on the screen, there's different ratios as far as what you will earn on all the business they write with us. So again, this is a way for us to kick back and say thank you. A lot of agents maybe don't want to take on the responsibility of a downline agency and potential of chargebacks and stuff. So this is a way that we can kick back to you and say thank you without you having to take on that liability. It's part of our name, insurance agency marketing service. Service is our number one goal here. If you've been with IMES, hopefully you've noticed the difference in the service level you receive here. I think that starts with answering the phone every time you call. We do have our 2 ring guarantee. So when you're calling into IMES, you should be having someone pick up that phone within the first ring or two, ready to assist and get you to the right department. So I think that's really important. Some people call it old school. I think it's a very good level of service. Think about leaving someone a voicemail and just sitting there waiting for a call back, and you needed your answer 12 minutes ago. That's a good way for, hey, Laura's on the phone, but what can I do? Is there something I can get to you right now? I mean, that's really the goal with that, is to get your questions answered at the time you call in. Also help with all the other stuff as well. So case design, helping with your contracting. We are insurance based, so really easy contracting process. Verifying your training before you write business, helping you get all the forms. Make sure you're up to speed on all your trainings, though, is a big thing. See a lot of business come in without product training, or the new best interest training done. So things that you can, on our website, you can put in a request for us to verify all that before you write your business. And then Amber and her team do a great job on what we call submission to commission support. That means from the time you write the app, reviewing it, scrubbing it, helping you make sure it's in good order, following up on that business then every 3 to 5 days. I mean, that the ladies on that team are following up on transfers with the transferring companies, and they're really just trying to help make sure things are going through the carriers at the appropriate speed. So really want to be on top of it when it comes to whether it be the marketing front, the new business front, or any department in this area. So really that's what we preach. I always say we're not trying to be the biggest FMO. We're just trying to be number one when it comes to service. So find that a very important part of what we do here at IMES. For those of you who don't know, Firelight, we are partnered with Firelight. So I'm going to skip past the first screen here and show you all the carriers that are on our Firelight platform. What we wanted to do is make it easy for you to do business. If you're like me and can't remember every password for all the websites, it can be quite a daunting task to remember all those. So nice thing is you can log into our website. Once you're registered on there, you can register for Firelight. So whether you're doing an app with Athene or F&G or Equitrust or North American or whoever you're doing one with, you've got one single sign-on to our website and can complete that e-app there. If you do the Firelight on our website, nice thing is it does come over to new business for review prior to going to the home office. So we think that's really important. So if you haven't registered for Firelight, it's not hard. You just got to get onto our website, click the Firelight registration. Usually within a couple hours, we've got you set up in that system. So I think that's really important. And we've got e-apps for the life and the Medicare side as well on our website. So really wanted to give you a one-stop shop, one place to go to do all your apps. If you haven't worked with our creative team at all, I encourage you to consider it. What Jacob, Sean, Julie, Ryan, the whole team, Russell over there do for our agents is great. I mean, whether it be a newsletter, maybe you're new to the business and don't even have a logo designed yet. We can handle that stuff internally, help with business cards. We can help with the digital space as well, looking for a website or maybe looking to do some social media marketing, or maybe you've got a whole database full of existing clients and you want to do some drip email marketing to them. All of that stuff we can do internally here at IMES. I always like to say the creative services aren't free, but there's no cost if you're doing your business here at IMES. So we really want to make that team available for the agents who are writing business here. So if there's a marketing thing you're working on or considering doing, give your marketer at IMES a call. They can help connect you with the correct person in the creative team to help get that design work done for you. On the screen, you can see the website. I encourage you to jot it down and check out our website. Following the webinar, if you need a little tutorial on it, give me a shout. I'll be happy to go through it. But a lot of great material out there. I was just talking to an agent before this webinar, and they were looking for a specific kind of fact finder. Well, if you go under our support tab on our website, once you're logged in, you have access to a sales resource library. It's probably my favorite thing on the website. Well, in that sales resource library, there's a ton of material just for agents, whether it be client presentations or, certain fact finders. financial calculators, a lot of just great information out there. Encourage you to check that out. Also, like I mentioned, eApp Solutions tab on our website will give you access to annuity, life, and Medicare eApp platforms. You have access to get forms. Another big thing, if you go under the products tab, click on annuity, you'll have access to annuity rate watch. I think that's a really great tool for agents as well. I go out there every day on annuity rate watch, run an income rider comparison, seeing who's really going to give your client the best income. So a lot of great materials, a lot of great information. Encourage you to check that out as well. So again, on the screen, you can see it, www.imsinc.com. For those of you who don't know, we do have an RIA in this office as well. IMS Wealth Management, been around for a couple of years now, well, 4 or 5 years now. Charles Jr. and his team do a great job for our advisors. Now, while I'm talking about this, I'm going to talk about 2 platforms. Number one, if you're Series 65, CFP, you can get registered over on the wealth management side. We really built this platform for the insurance producer. A lot of our top agents on the insurance side, when we rolled out IMS Wealth Management, were not security licensed, and really showed them the value of what having your license can do. I mean, I always use the example that you go into a household, client has $500,000, right? Well, Athene's only going to probably take around 300,000 of that based on suitability. So what are you going to do with that other 200,000? Because if you're leaving it on the table, you're just asking for another financial advisor to potentially come in and swoop up that money and potentially that client. So I think it's really important, as far as the value of you as a financial planner, financial advisor in general, to have this in your back pocket. And now you say, Laura, I'm coasting through toward retirement. I'm not really sure if I want to study for it or deal with it. Well, good news. We have another program as well. And as I talk about this, I will put a poll question up here. Interested on either potentially getting your license, or what I'm going to talk about is our client platform as well. Just answer yes to the question, and Duncan will reach out to you later today to answer questions. But on the client platform, let's just say you're not looking to get your license. You just don't really, that wasn't a desire of yours. We do have Zach Reed now in our office who handles the client program. And, for agents who just want to refer clients up here and know that that client's not at risk of losing to another advisor, you can refer those clients up to Zach. He'll manage that client for you. You're just kind of referring them up. Depending on the state you live on, we can actually pay you a portion of the fee that's charged to that client. So as a referral bonus. So good way for you to, number one, if you're studying for your test, refer clients up and kind of build those up here. And once you pass, we'll transfer all those clients to you. And number two, if you just have no desire to get your license but don't want to potentially lose clients, we have a lot of agents using that client platform. I think it's a really great value that we bring to our agents, giving them the option to refer those clients up. Let Zach handle that relationship for you. He'll keep you up to date on what's going on with the client, but then you know that your client's safe and not at risk of losing. So we think that's a big value that we bring to our agents on the insurance side as well, having that platform available. So yeah, if you're interested in potentially maybe getting your license and or referring clients up and would like a call from our wealth management team, go ahead and answer yes to that question. And like I said, Duncan in our office will reach out to you later today to answer any questions, get you out some information on both those platforms. Alrighty, let's go to the next slide. Oh, what I love talking about, everyone loves trips. So we're going to talk about a couple of trips here. The first trip we've got, we're really excited to be able to get back with advisors, take them out on these nice trips we have. So we are excited to say that we're going to be doing a 2022 Top Producers Escape. It's going to be a meta training cruise. As you can see, we're starting in Rome. We've got 7 or 8 different stops and then ending over in Venice. So really great trip. Really excited. Qualification started in December, but good news is we have almost a year still to qualify. It runs through June 30th of 2022. Really excited though to get with our advisors again, take them out and just say thank you. I mean, really the goal with these trips is to say thank you for the business. Thank you for the partnership with IMS, and really enjoy your time. So $4.5 million gets you and a guest on the boat. Now annuities count dollar for dollar. There are some limitations when it comes to some of those short-term MIGAs or SPIAs. And then life target business counts like 11 to 1. So, regardless if you're writing life insurance, annuities, Medicare, long-term care, single premium life, they're all counting toward trip credits. So, again, if you're curious on where you stand, you can call into IMES. Anyone who answers the phone should be able to give you your trip credits, or ask for myself or any of the marketers, and we can get you kind of where you stand as far as qualification goes. But still plenty of time to qualify. Um, and we're really excited about the trip. And as you can see, the trip is next August, September. So this lovely pandemic will be, farther in the past. I'm not too concerned about that at this time. Also, we're really excited. We got Athene on the line today with us, but we've partnered actually with Athene on an additional trip that we're really excited about as well. This is going to be to Hilton Head. We're going to be at the Omni Hotel and Resort out in Hilton Head, South Carolina. So all the business that you're writing with Athene through IMES will help qualify you for this trip. Qualification started in April and runs through the end of the year, and it takes $2 million for you and a guest. So it's going to be golfing, nice dinners. There's lots of biking and hiking and shopping to do out there. So we're really excited about this as well. So plenty of time to qualify to join Athene and IMES over in Hilton Head. That trip will be March of 2022. So really excited about that as well. And before I hand it over to the guys, I want to talk about one last thing. If you've been with IMES any length of time, we're we used to do 3 or 4 of these a year. And for the last year and a half, haven't been able to. So excited to get in front of you all again. But what we do is a Life and Annuity Academy. It's a 2.5-day training, and it's not Annuities 101. It's not Life Insurance 101. This is an in-depth training that's more tax strategies, annuity and life sales ideas, things that are more in-depth, topics that maybe aren't talked about as much, on webinars and things. But really for the agent who is active and writing business with IMES, number one. And number two, really looking to grow the business, because we're going to be bringing in some of our different vendors. We're going to bring in some of our top producers, and they're going to be sharing their exact marketing programs. Some of our top guys are going to say, hey, this is what I'm doing in the field, and here's what's working. And give you access to some of their programs as well. So really geared toward the person looking to grow their business. But we really think it's a great time. We're excited to partner with Athene actually on the first one of the year, and that's going to be September 29th through October 1st. And we're going to be doing that up in Des Moines at Athene's home office. So for those of you who haven't seen their office up in Des Moines, it's a beautiful campus. And then we've got another one later in November that will be over at North American. So 2 of them still on the calendar for this year. Really excited. Again, active and writing business with IMES to qualify. Some other things as well. So if you're interested in attending, go ahead and answer yes to this. What that'll do is generate an email to you later with a qualification link. This isn't a guarantee that you're going to be in. These home offices get some say-so in who comes in as well. So first one's going to be over at Athene. If we can get you up and running with Athene, get some business sent their way, those are things we're going to want to see to be able to bring it in. But we do cover all the meals. We cover the flights, hotels. It's all expense paid. So just a great opportunity, number one, for you to rub elbows with other people in the industry doing exactly what you're doing every day. Number two, get a lot of great marketing ideas to take back and apply to your practice. And hopefully the goal is to help you grow your business. Again, it's a partnership. If we can help you grow, we're growing as well. So we find these very important as well. So again, go ahead and answer yes, no to that question if you're interested in attending. And then I'll be following up with all of you guys in the coming days to answer any additional questions in regards to that as well. So with that, as I mentioned, we've got Skylar and Grant on the line with Athene. So I'm going to hand it over to Grant Smith. And I got to close my poll question there. He will kick it off with our Athene presentation.
Laura, thank you so much for the warm introduction. And I just want to say again, thank you to everybody on the call for tuning in. We really appreciate the opportunity to present today. Athene and IAMS, I would be remiss without saying we have a very deep-rooted relationship, and we couldn't be more excited to further this growth together and finish out the strong second half of the year. And I want to thank all the advisors tuning in today on today's webinar. You're going to hear some valuable content. We truly appreciate your business and continued partnership. And it's my goal, it's Athene's goal to ensure that if we're bringing you top of market solutions day in and day out, so that your clients can have the confidence knowing that you're going to help them achieve their retirement goals. And that's what we want to do today. So I want to address the agenda that I'm going to be discussing today. So on this slide, you can see I'm going to briefly be highlighting a little state of the union of Athene, highlight our competitive advantage and recent announcements. I'm going to be discussing Roth Conversions in a high level detail, which Athene has brought to the table effective this spring, which we're excited to finally have at hand for you to deliver additional value to your clients, and go over an overview of a few different case studies to show the power behind Roth Conversions. And then Skylar will be addressing our #1 selling FIA, which is an accumulation strategy, Performance Elite, which has absolutely been crushing the market today. And what he's going to be addressing, what makes it the top selling accumulation product in the marketplace right now today. And then finally, we'll wrap up with some Q&A. But before going to the next slide, I wanted to also announce, in addition to the Sales Academy we'll be hosting at Athene, and also the incentive trip we're going to be doing in partnership with IAMS at Hilton Head. Again, I want to just let you know we're going to continue to do what we can to increase rate hikes. But additionally, another incentive that I want to bring to the table today for those on the phone, for those of you that can hit $500,000 in production starting July 1st, effective July 1st of this month through year end, you're going to be we'll be tracking that from our end. We'll send you a link to our company's store, and you'll be able to pick an item out as well, just as an additional appreciation and token of what we desire and as far as our partnership with you. And we really appreciate that. So I just want to make sure that you guys were aware of that in addition. So let's start with some recent news that some of you may have heard. I'm excited to let you guys know, if you haven't already heard the news, that we did receive that A+ rating from S&P. Now, we continue to work diligently with all the rating agencies. Right now, we're with AM Best almost on a bi-weekly basis, pursuing that A+ rating with them. But, the big takeaway here is not just having competitive product and renewal rate integrity, so that ensuring that you never get burned when having to have an adverse conversation with your clients. We also want to make sure that your clients know that they're partnering with an A+ rated carrier, and a carrier that really truly values, the position that you are in as an advisor, and especially IAMS as our distribution partner. So again, let's look at the next slide here. I want to showcase recent announcements, which Laura hit on in the forefront of the previous presentation today. But we are excited to let you know our accumulation products, we hiked rates once again. So we hiked rates on and bonuses on our income solutions a few months back. Well, we're excited to bring to the table effective July 16th, our AccuMax strategy, our Performance Elite, which Skylar will be addressing today, has now effectively hiked the participation rate so your clients can know that they're going to get even more performance potential to help them not just achieve but exceed their retirement goals. Now, let's look a little bit about why Athene now. I want to just, stop right here and just address a few things I bullet pointed out in this slide. Why Athene? Well, it's all going to start with our competitive advantage through our strategic partnership with Apollo, a private equity firm out of New York City, which is truly an integral component to Athene's story right now. So for those of you that don't know, Apollo has been at the helm of Athene's general account, our investment portfolio, driving our internal rate of return to record levels. So now, we're excited to announce that we're going to be merging with Apollo effective January of 2022. And this merger is going to allow Athene to take advantage of the synergy opportunity to grow faster at a higher level, albeit in a very tactful and strategic manner. So having Apollo aboard, it's going to be a major competitive advantage. It's going to give us world-class investment expertise in Apollo, allowing us to access investments that no other carrier can access to help us generate more alpha and excess return on our own returns. So, which in turn, this is going to help us to ensure that the following remains in place: renewal rate integrity. That's what Athene holds pride and true, and renewal rate integrity throughout the duration of contracts. by allowing us to hit this internal rate of return. We're going to hold the renewal rate integrity. Most competitive products in the marketplace are going to continue to be there through our accumulation and or income options. And again, A+ ratings are going to continue to be pursued to ensure that we get those brought to you day in and day out, so you can have confidence positioning Athene to your clients. So that's important. I want to make sure you know that we're going to remain a standalone company. In fact, we're just going to be merging with Apollo, and it's going to allow us to scale in size in a very strategic manner, and ultimately help us to continue to hold rates, offer competitive rates, and bring to you renewal rate integrity, which is what we really value here at the company. And as I said earlier, you may have heard in our last presentation we did with IAMS, we had a record year in 2020, finishing #1 in this space for the first time. And, we were incredibly gracious for this, and want to thank really IAMS and our partnership with them, but also our advisors, you guys on the line with us today, putting them in trust in Athene to deliver results to your clients. It's really our goal to be the trusted carrier for you. And in fact, we just got the recent LIMRA numbers through Q1 of 2021, and I'm thrilled to share with you that Athene maintains that #1 ranking in FIA sales, and also the top ranking overall in annuities in our space right now through the first quarter of 2021. So as we wrap up Q2, we'll have more results to share with you down the road in further presentations. But I wanted to say thank you again for the support and trusting Athene's competitive products to deliver your clients, to help them ensure that they're hitting their goals. And really, when it comes to index offerings as well, Athene realizes that a FIA really is only as good as the engine driving its performance. So through Apollo and through our actuary department doing the due diligence, that's why we're partnering with the most respected financial institutions to bring you the best indexes, which we just hiked rates for. And when speaking of FIAs, Athene has prioritized offering the best solutions to our advisors every day, whether it be for accumulation, guaranteed income, or the best of both. But today, you guys are going to be hearing a little case study on Roth Conversions, and I'm going to be handing the reins over to Skylar to go over in further detail our top of market accumulation strategy, the Performance Elite. So on the next slide, I'm just going to tee up here, why Roth Conversions, but let's take a step back. Why are we here today? So today's conversation is going to focus really around a few goals. We're going to identify the concerns that your clients face as they near retirement and consider their retirement paycheck, right? We're going to look at how the most often used income strategies address those concerns and where they may fall short. But most importantly, we're going to show how fixed index annuities can be part of any income strategy to help mitigate shortfalls, and also leverage accumulation through the Performance Elite, and show you how Athene is well positioned to be your partner of choice going forward. So let's get into the show today. Let's get the main topic of Roth Conversions. And I thought this was kind of a neat slide to showcase. Many of you know this quote, but as Benjamin Franklin said it best, the only two things guaranteed in life are what? Death and taxes. And the government always going to be looking for your money. So it's important to know, how can we get around taxes? And that's going to be through Roth Conversions. So again, just to further highlight Roth Conversions, let's take another look at another question. You think taxes will be higher in the future? I think by a show of hands, I think most people would agree taxes have nowhere but up to go, right? So a few things to think about. Taxes are currently at an all-time historical low right now, meaning they can only go up. The federal deficit is growing daily, right? Social Security continues to have some challenges, and where will that be in the years to come? We really don't know. Inherited qualified IRAs are highly taxed right now at the moment. And also, estate taxes or quote unquote death taxes may be on the rise, right? We don't know. The question lingers out there. So what is the solution? Is there an alternative? On this next slide, I'm going to show you. Well, yes, the alternative to escalating taxes is going to be partial Roth conversions. So let's dive in a little bit about the Roth conversions and look at a strategy. So when looking at conversion strategies through Roth, looking at this, convert IRA assets to a Roth IRA over time. A few bullet points here to show, where this comes into play and when to take note of how this can benefit and the best time to do so. But pay taxes today in exchange for tax-free growth. That's what Roth conversion is going to allow you to do. And tax-free income later with a minimum of 5-year hold after conversion. The targeted age range for Roth conversions are going to be from age 55 to 72 before RMDs are going to be taken from qualified plans. And then you're going to want to convert to Roth IRAs when marginal tax brackets are lower. And finally, control your taxes by converting just enough to stay in that lower tax bracket. Roth conversions can allow you to check off all of these boxes to deliver additional value in your conversations you're having day in and day out with your clients. Now, on this next slide, I'm going to show a case study, a Roth partial conversion example that we took from an investment magazine. And right here, this is really going to tee up the value of Roth conversions in numbers. You have a couple, age 60, both retiring. They have $2 million collectively in their traditional IRA. Well, the goal is how can they get the most bang for their buck and also, overcome any tax consequences that would be occurring in distributions. Well, a partial Roth conversion strategy, what they're going to do is they're going to be converting an amount over the next 11 years of this $2 million into Roth conversions. Now you can see here, I've broken out the 11 years from this case study example with this $2 million portfolio. And they've been taken out, as you can see in 2021, 59,000, 63,000 the next year, and so on. And on the bottom right, you'll see that over the 11 years time frame, they would have converted just about $677,000 into Roth conversions. Now, let's take a look at the results. So in the next slide, the results are going to show you what we have. So if they neglected to do the Roth conversion and had that $2 million continue to grow at that 10% rate of return, their ending portfolio value would still be an impressive almost $6 million. However, 0% of that would remain tax-free. Now, over the 11 years, you did see those Roth conversions being taken out. Now let's see the benefit of that. Well, in the bottom bullet point here, you can see this over the series of partial Roth conversions, their ending portfolio value not only went up by additional $155,000 in change, but 42% of that is now tax-free. So that ultimately is going to get you $268,000 less in taxes paid over the ages of 60 to 90. Truly remarkable things that you can be done with partial Roth conversions. So I want to make sure that I thought that shiny object, those numbers truly told the story of Roth conversions for you guys. Now I'm going to wrap up with one more case study before moving on to the next part of the presentation. But let's take a look at an example here when looking at Roth conversions and leveraging our agility product. We're going to look at our Performance Elite to take a look at leveraging the 10% free withdrawals to pay taxes on the conversion, and our agility to benefit from those Roth conversions when it comes time to take an income. Now here's the case study. The goal of the client for this case study is to show how using an accumulation product in combination with an income product is going to benefit them for planning and also income flexibility. So the background here, let's say you have a 59-year-old client. They have an income need and want to make sure that they're using current qualified dollars to pay any taxes while also doing the partial conversion process. And they're going to do this with $200,000. $100,000 is going to go into each contract. And their desire is to retire in 10 years with a flexible income stream, right? So what is that solution? Well, as I said, they're going to place a portion of those assets in our Performance Elite, which is $100,000, and the other portion, and they're going to use that accumulation product to offset the taxes. And the other $100,000 of that $200,000 collective is going to go into agility to create a ladder income portfolio. And the outcome is going to be tax-free income and planning flexibility for them in retirement. Now let's look at this slide, this next one, and I'm going to show you how this works here. So at the top box, you can see this is going to be the Performance Elite product. Now you can just see $100,000 went in, right? And they're going to see in year one, $100,000 went in. They took out $10,000 to offset taxes while also doing the partial Roth conversion with the other $100,000 that went into agility. Now year two, again, it's going to go down from the top box. Each year you're seeing $10,000 deducted to offset taxes when doing the conversion. Now let's look at the most important box and showcase what Athene does for Roth conversions. Now, keep in mind, $100,000 again is being used to offset taxes in a pure performance accumulation play. And this also assumes no interest credited, right? This is just purely just showing dollar for dollar at zero rate of return. Now, on the second lower box here, they're using $100,000 and they're converting $10,000 through free withdrawals each year into partial Roth conversions. Now you can see, let's just follow along in each row. So in box year one, you can see the next one is account value. That's going to be the $100,000. In the third column, you can see the income base. With agility, we increase our bonus in the spring to 25%. So $100,000 is now at $125,000 income base. Now remember, we're going to start doing each year $10,000 partial Roth conversions. Now you can see here, that's where it's going to be going on this, as the columns to come in the next few plays here. So $10,000 is going to be showing coming out each year. And with that, they're going to be getting that bonus, which is effective day one. So 25% bonus, which is applied, is also continued into the partial Roth conversions. So in that second to last column, the income base in that new partial Roth conversion is also applied of $12,500, which is starting to grow immediately for them. Now, how the partial Roth conversions work is the policy number does not change. You're just going to get a numeric alpha character underneath as a subcategory for each new contract. So you can still look up through your book of business by the main policy number and see the partial Roth conversions underneath. So this is the importance in this, and it's a very simple way to track and also benefit from partial Roth conversions. So I want to make sure that you guys really understood that $100,000 to be used to offset any taxes while taxes are low, $100,000 being used to benefit from the partial Roth conversions, getting that additional bonus with each $10,000 conversion, and getting that child policy alphanumeric character contributed each year down the road. Now, the final slide. Yep.
Oh, one thing I was going to add on that is with them doing the parent policy and the child policies, just so everyone knows, they're all tied to the same surrender charge schedule. It's not like each time you do a Roth conversion, you're starting that 10-year clicker over again. Like you said, it's all one policy number. It's like a parent policy with these child policies under it. So I get that question a lot, but there's no new surrender charge schedule for each of these child policies. So I just wanted to point that out as well.
Laura, yeah, thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, so when I said one policy, she's exactly right. That is just going to remain the duration. The surrender charge does not change with each conversion. That's a crucial point of play here. But just going forward, I'll wrap up here with why Roth conversions. Just a quick recap. Well, ultimately it's going to deliver tax-free income, right? We don't know where taxes are going to go. Likely they're going to go up, but why not offset that adverse consequences that we don't want to be taken in retirement? So keep more of what you have worked for over your lifetime, right? And you can do that with a Roth conversion. Partial Roth conversions are going to be your pathway to that tax-free income, which we demonstrated over those last few case studies. And Athene is here to help make it easy, through our partnership with IMES and having them as additional resource to Skylar and myself. We want to make sure that you have everything you need to make it easy for you, which is why we have a simple application process using Athene's eApp with the partial Roth conversion. In fact, we also have an FAQ guide, so facts, answers, and questions, as an example, which I'm going to be emailing out to you at the end of the presentation for all those of you who attended. This is our Roth IRA conversion fact sheet. It's going to have all the common questions and concerns with answers to help overcome and help you have that and articulate the solutions of why Roth conversions as you're having the meetings with your clients. And so this is a simple one-pager with back and front verbiage addressing these questions. Now, I hope that was very valuable for you to understand, the importance through the numbers showing how you can get more bang for your buck with Roth conversions, but also benefit from more tax-free income purposes. Now, I also want to just highlight, Skylar, my internal partner, a crucial resource to you as well as Athene sales team, in addition to myself. Skylar, today, I'm going to be handing the reins over to him. He's going to be going over Athene's Performance Elite product, which is our #1 selling product rates were just hiked. And without stealing too much of his thunder, Skylar, I'm going to pass the baton over to you to continue the rest of the presentation. Thanks again.
And Skylar, before you jump in, I'm gonna there's a few different things that popped up, a couple good questions coming in that I've answered individually. But one thing I will point out is that why this is so huge for Athene is that there are I work with, as you know, IMS, we work with many carriers, but there's very few that work in the partial Roth conversion space and that make it an easy process. You know, one thing I will point out and things that have come up, I mean, you can do as little as $2,000 in a on a conversion with Athene, where a lot of other carriers you're required to do 20,000, or you can only do up to 10% of the policy. There's a lot of limitations. So making it easy, one piece of paper can do that conversion versus endless. I got to go out and get a new app. I mean, some carriers have been very difficult to work with on that front. So Athene's really made it easy for you. And with it being as little as that 2000, one point I will say on Roth conversions is often we talk about filling up our tax brackets, right? We're $5,000 away from hitting that next tax bracket. Well, we really don't want to have to bump up a tax bracket. So maybe this year we're only doing 5,000. Well, then next year was a horrible or a horrible year in sales, and you got $30,000 room to convert to fill up that tax bracket, you know? So it's not like you're signing a dotted line what you have to do each year. They're very flexible and make it a very easy process. So when comparing it to others in the industry, I know a lot of Allianz has always been big on this, but you know, like even with them, you have to do 20,000 and they make it a little more difficult. So I just wanted to point out where Athene really shines on this because they have made it easiest out of all the people in the industry to do these conversions. So when I follow up with you guys later, I know some people are mentioning cases to me and stuff through these questions. I'll follow up with each of you individually in regarding to those as well. So back to you, Skylar.
Thank you very much, Laura, and thank you very much, Grant. So today what we'll discuss is the Performance Elite product. I'll build out some foundational knowledge on the Performance Elite product and then throw in a little bit of tidbit information regarding our partial Roth conversions. So let's start by talking about the top 10 reasons to choose the Performance Elite. As Grant mentioned in the forefront of this presentation, Performance Elite is our #1 selling product in the independent channel. It's a phenomenal product for customizability as well as just pure accumulation growth potential. #1, we are going to offer premium bonuses at issue dependent upon the surrender schedule that is chosen. #2, market leading participation rates with the ability to purchase even higher participation rates. #3, enhanced liquidity through the Performance Elite Plus. It's an optional rider that can be purchased with the Performance Elite product. #4, penalty-free withdrawals. For the Performance Elite 7, base and plus version allow for 10% free withdrawals starting within the first contract year. For Performance Elite 10 and 15, for the base version, 5% free withdrawals starting contract year 2. If you choose the enhanced liquidity, then it's 10% starting the first contract anniversary. Now, this is a key point that I'll focus on today, that #4, the penalty-free withdrawals, utilizing that feature in order to accomplish the partial Roth conversion ideology for the Agility 10. #5, no fee for the Performance Elite base. Inherently, this product has no fees. Now, again, the client does have the ability to purchase an additional rider. #6, strategy charge credits. If a client chooses the with charge strategy option and we do not see as much positive performance, there is a one-time strategy charge credit applied to the contract. Floor of 0, 0 is your hero. #7, lump sum death benefits. It allows for the accumulated value upon passing to be passed along to their beneficiary. 8, 9, and 10 are additional features that are going to be built in free of charge. Terminal illness confinement waiver, and then the ability to purchase the return of premium and enhanced withdrawals. Now let's talk about the 3 pillars for the Performance Elite product. The first pillar being that premium bonus at issue. The second pillar being market leading crediting rates and the ability to purchase even higher participation rates. And then lastly, it's going to be that optional liquidity that the client can purchase. So let's focus on that first pillar, the premium bonus. Performance Elite has 3 different surrender schedules. So highlighted on this page is only the Performance Elite 7 and 10. However, the 15 is offered as well, which has higher premium bonuses than the 7 and 10. Now, you'll see the base, which is the lighter teal column. It's the left of the column. It's going to be a much lower premium bonus than the right column, the Performance Elite Plus. The reason being is the Performance Elite base version has no inherent fee. The Performance Elite Plus has a liquidity rider of 95 bips or 0.95%. So we're going to offer a higher premium bonus to offset that fee. So we've just discussed the first pillar of the Performance Elite, that premium bonus. Let's talk about that second pillar, market leading crediting options. A client has the choice to choose from all of our custom index options that are actually top ranked within the entire fixed indexed annuity space, and they have the ability to purchase even higher participation rates. By paying a 1.75% strategy charge, we have the potential to almost double the return, and we'll see that within a few case studies. Along with that, at the bottom of the slide, it will state again that strategy charge credit featured at the end of the withdrawal charge period. If they did choose the with strategy charge and we didn't see the potential growth that we expected. Now let's take a look at the engines within the product. These are the custom index options that make this product run, that allow the performance to be there. What we're seeing is the BNP, the NASDAQ, and the AI-powered U.S. equity chosen most frequently. Now, the far right columns, you'll see a no charge and a with charge strategy option. The no charge still has exceptional participation rates, but you can see it's pretty evident that the growth potential there is there with the strategy charge. We're almost doubling, if not doubling, the potential returns based upon those participation rates. Now, Athene has gone through countless case studies and research to devise the most optimal allocations in order to minimize 0% returns and maximize growth potential. And what we're seeing chosen most frequently for our accumulation products is a combination of these 3 index: the BNP Paribas, the NASDAQ Fast Convergence, and the AI-powered U.S. equity. On this slide, you are going to see 2-year point-to-point, so credited every other year. The participation rates are rather high, and this is the no charge option. Now let's take a look at best, average, and worst. Even with those average participation rates, that's upwards of almost 6 or 5.5 and 5% returns. That's safe growth, even within a market that's really volatile. Now with the Performance Elite 7 with charge, same 3 custom index options. Now let's take a look at those participation rates: 205%, 135%, and 160%. Now we're looking at the averages of about 7.5%, 6.5%, just maximizing that growth potential. And again, a blend of those 3 is optimal for growth potential and minimizing the 0% return years. Now, within a case study, if a client invests $250,000 at the age of 60, they allocate 100% of those funds into the 2-year NASDAQ, no charge. In the top right, you're going to see a red circle. That is the annual assumed interest rate of 6.92%. That's based upon a 10-year look back for the NASDAQ Fast Convergence. So within the table, at the age of 60, the accumulated value is $250,000. Let's just take a look down at the age of 67, at the end of the surrender schedule. Their accumulated value has now grown to $427,160. Again, exceptional growth within a 7-year time frame. Let's keep all things the same, but instead of the no charge, let's do 100% into the 2-year NASDAQ with charge. Again, $250,000 for the premium. Now in the top right, you'll see the annual assumed interest rate is 12.47% because we've almost doubled the participation rate. Within the table at the age of 60, you'll see their accumulated value is 245,000, because again, keep in mind it's having the 1.75% strategy charge assessed that first year, and then we're seeing interest credited every other year. Let's look 7 years down the line. At the age of 67, it has now blossomed to 556,000. If we think back to the last slide, it was 427,000. This slide is showing 556,000. It's evident that there is potential for exceptional growth opportunity with the strategy charge. Now, these are not guaranteed. This is just based upon a 10-year look back. If the NASDAQ performs as it has done the most recent 10 years, this is what we're anticipating. Now, as I stated, a blend of our top three illustrating custom index options is ideal for minimizing 0% return years and maximizing growth potential.
Hey, Skylar, one question that did just come in regards to the fee options. When we're doing these annual assumed rates of the 12.47, that does take into account the fee or no?
So the fee is going to be reduced within the table, not the 12.47, because the 1.75% strategy charge, we calculate it based upon the prior year's accumulated value, and then we reduce that each month. So we divide it by 12, take that out from the accumulated value each month. We're not going to be able to illustrate or show that within the annual assumed interest rate, however, but the table is going to show that. So good question.
Perfect. And then, well, no, I'll let you go and see if it's covered on the next slide.
Perfect. So we've discussed the first two pillars of the Performance Elite product. The first being premium bonuses at issue. The second being top of market custom index options that can be chosen and the ability to purchase even higher participation rates. Let's talk about that third option, the ability to have enhanced withdrawals or enhanced liquidity. You'll see again, we have two columns. The lighter teal is just the base version, bare bones accumulation. The darker teal is going to be the plus version. Anytime you hear plus, think of enhanced liquidity. It's a liquidity rider. Now you'll see the first line or the first row is going to be a rider charge. The base does not have a rider charge. The plus, however, does. 0.95, so 95 bips for that rider charge. We're going to offer a higher premium bonus to offset that charge. Now the value add of the plus, the Performance Elite Plus, is going to be the bottom three lines: enhanced liquidity, return of premium, and enhanced annuitization. Enhanced liquidity, what that means is the client would have access to 20% free withdrawals if no withdrawal is taken in the prior year. Return of premium, having the ability to pursue other opportunities that better meet their financial needs during a surrender schedule. So start of that 5th contract year, if they find a new opportunity or are not satisfied with their performance, they can take their initial premium minus any withdrawals that they would have taken and walk away. And then lastly, enhanced annuitization dependent upon state. The ability to annuitize the policy within the surrender schedule. Most of our other products, you have to wait until after the surrender schedule to annuitize. So again, the plus offers those bottom three benefits that are most crucial. Now, one thing I want to make note of based upon today's conversation is the free withdrawals. With this product, Performance Elite 7, you're going to have 10% free withdrawals starting within the first contract year. If a client wants to do partial Roth conversions, what I would suggest is creating two different policies dependent upon how much funds they have. Create two different policies, one being the agility for a deferred income rider, one being Performance Elite. With the Performance Elite product, if they can fund it with non-qualified funds, that would be ideal. Utilize the free withdrawal provision of the Performance Elite, and then use those free withdrawal funds to pay the taxes on any partial Roth conversions for agility. Because keep in mind, with partial Roth conversions, we are not able to pay taxes from the funds already in the annuity. It has to come from an external source. So utilizing free withdrawals from a Performance Elite product allows us to shore up funds and pay for the partial Roth conversions of the Agility product. If we do that and we do that properly, that's going to allow tax-free income for life for that Agility deferred income rider. So again, just a concept to utilize for affluent clients. This isn't going to be available or probably an option for a lot of clients who don't have the necessary funds to be able to pay those taxes on those partial Roth conversions, but it's something to think about for your top clients. Now let's think about the Performance Elite and the pillars that we discussed. Why choose Performance Elite? Well, one, it's our top selling product in the entire independent channel. And if you want to think about it, Athene is number one within the entire fixed indexed annuity market. What does that mean? That's the top product with the top carrier. It's going to offer premium bonuses at issue, dependent upon the surrender schedule you've chosen. It's going to offer market leading crediting rates and the ability to purchase even higher participation rates. And then lastly, again, that powerful liquidity and the ability to purchase even higher liquidity with that liquidity rider on the plus. Now, to circle this back, again, we've discussed Performance Elite and how it fits within a client's financial situation. Let's talk about the partial Roth conversions. It may be a new concept as far as, in the industry, not a lot of carriers are utilizing partial Roth conversions. There is a thought leader within the financial service space. His name is David McKnight. If you guys have not heard of him, I recommend looking into him. I have no, financial backing for promoting him. However, I find his information extremely valuable. He is a proponent of the annuity space, specifically fixed indexed annuities. He has a book titled Tax-Free Income for Life. What he does is, first, he's going to address a problem. He's going to address a situation that is affecting American citizens. He is going to then outline steps in which to mitigate or navigate those scenarios. And then lastly, he is going to provide a step-by-step guide and essentially a roadmap on how to create a tax-free income for life. He talks about partial Roth conversions. He talks about how to be able to handle that. So again, it's a very easy read, and it's something that I would recommend. If you find value, provide that to your clients as well. They're going to find value, and it's going to be easier for them to understand what is occurring in their financial portfolio. So again, phenomenal resource for you guys. He has podcasts. He has additional books as well. They're available on Amazon and on his website. And then lastly, let's just recap partial Roth conversions. Let's boil it down. Partial Roth conversions are going to create a taxable event. Clients are going to have to pay taxes on converted funds. Now, what we're going to do is here at Athene, we're going to provide a tax form of a 1099-R and a 5498. We're going to distribute that the calendar year following their Roth conversion. For any Roth converted funds that we distribute funds out after the age of 59 and a half, and after those funds have been in the account for 5 years or more, any growth is also going to be considered after tax. Roth conversions cannot be recharacterized or redone. So if we do convert funds from traditional pre-tax to Roth, we're not able to undo that. So that's something to keep in mind. Roth funds are not subject to required minimum distributions. That is a huge benefit. Allowing clients to choose when they want to pay taxes rather than having their hands tied behind their back by the federal government saying, hey, you have to pay taxes at the age of 72 on these funds. That provides a lot of flexibility for a financial portfolio. The last two, non-taxable death benefits. Client passes away, any Roth converted funds pass along to their beneficiaries. That sum of funds is not going to be taxed to the beneficiary. Now, if the funds have been in the account for over 5 years as well, the growth is also considered non-taxed. And then lastly, partial Roth conversions allow you to convert more than what is available based upon a personal contribution limit set by the IRS. Personal contribution limits for 2021, $6,000 under the age of 50, 50 and above, $7,000. That's pretty limited. Now, having the ability to convert more than that is beneficial for clients. So with that, I want to thank you all for your time. I'll turn it back over to Laura to see if we have any remaining questions.
Yeah, just a couple things. And as I go through this, I am going to put a last poll question up. If you're interested in getting appointed with Athene to, with the Performance Lead, Agility, their products, or want the copy of the information shared today, just go ahead and answer yes to that. Following the webinar, you all will get an email also with a copy of the recorded version from Haley Henderson in my office. So she will get that out to you guys as well. If you do request the contracting, you'll either see the Assurance Bay link come in or a copy of our contracting paperwork. So a couple things that did come up, and I just wanted to reiterate. There are some questions in regards to the fees. Just a reminder that 1.75 to buy up your rates is only for the portion that's allocated to those. So you can choose for 50% to be in the regular indexes and 50 to be in the buy up your rates indexes, and whatever money's allocated to those is what's going to be charged that fee. And that's for that one. And then with the 95 basis points, that's for the full account value, because the whole policy is upgrading to that plus version. So if you choose to buy up your rates and do the plus version, you would get both of those fees. So just wanted to had a couple questions coming in around that. The other thing I would mention in regards to the indexes, one thing Athene does is make it really easy to do laddering with your indexes as well. So a lot of agents, I encourage them to put some money in 1 year and 2 year options the first year. And after year one, we reallocate those 1 year monies to 2 year. Well, now we've got all of our money working with those higher participation rates, but hitting on every other year. So they do work really well. Not all carriers do that. So that's a plus version, or plus to, this series with Athene as well, is that you do have the capability to do that laddering with the 1 and 2 and things like that. So those are just a couple things that I was answering questions about along the way. Other than that, I didn't really see any others that came in that I wasn't able to address. So I really appreciate Grant, Skylar, you guys joining us today. Appreciate all of you who took time out of your day to come and join us. Again, if you requested information or any links today, you will be getting those emails throughout the day today. And then I will follow up with all of you who attended over today and tomorrow this week, just to see what additional questions and casework I can assist you with. So with that, I appreciate you all, and have a great Wednesday.
Thanks again, Laura, and thanks everybody. We appreciate it.